Ajita Robinson is a disruptor. She is also an author of the best-selling book, The Gift of Grief. Do you want to disrupt the status quo that others limit you to, or grieving a loss in your life? This loss isn't limited to a person. It could be your identity, finances, sense of community, and more. Take the initiative to love yourself or someone else enough to introduce Dr. Robinson to them. It may just save a life at best, and at the very least be life-changing. Find her book here at https://ajitarobinson.com.
Some of these sayings that I'm sure you've heard and your audience has heard about the way that we generate wealth, right? Oftentimes we are told to just pull ourselves up by our bootstraps because that's how so-and-so did it. And it's fundamentally not true. The way that wealth is generated is not through active labor. It is generated through leveraging assets, leveraging resources, leveraging capital. And sometimes that's other human capital, but it's very rarely that someone works their way to wealth. Two of the single biggest ways that you actually generate wealth, specifically in the United States, is life insurance and real estate. Two things that are often not available to underserved and marginalized communities. And so it further creates that wealth gap, right? So life insurance is that many people don't know is one way that wealth has traditionally been passed down in this country, and it's not taxed, right? And so that creates a different playing field, different level of resources, right? But wealth being something that is earned, and I don't mean that as if you're not entitled to it, it doesn't belong to you, but that it is not generated through labor, right? It is generated through leveraging of assets. And so if we have a space where we believe, what do we believe about who generates wealth? And sometimes we internalize this narrative around wealth generation in a way that is actually damaging to ourselves, right? So we think about the Warren Buffetts and the Elon Musk, and they tell you the narrative about how many hours they've worked and those different things. But the reality is they had access to capital and resources that have not been traditionally available to the everyday person. And so there's some built-in historical even advantages for wealth building and creation. And so what does that mean regarding our behaviors for those of us who aren't starting off with that advantage, is that we have to be more intentional, innovative, and not allow scarcity and fear to prevent us from being able to be innovative.
Want to find out more about this and other cryptocurrency projects? Find me on YouTube and find out the power of research over